Hello, my fellow oxygen breathers. Today I am bringing you a collection of some of the best tips that I have learned while playing, reading, and watching videos. Specifically, 8 pro tips that the game doesn't tell you. Most of these you will be able to apply to your colony immediately to see efficiency increases or other benefits without even having to start a new game. So that said, let's start with number 8. Number 8 is that lavatories can be used to generate infinite water. Now, if you watched my video on the top mistakes players make, I said there that lavatories waste clean water. But as a wise Jedi once said,
"You must unlearn what you have learned."
In other words, that's a beginner strategy. A more advanced strategy is to use lavatories to generate infinite water. To do this, send clean or once sieved water to a lavatory and send the polluted water to a water sieve. Because only 5 kilograms of water is consumed on use, but a whopping 11.7 kilograms of polluted water is created, you can then use the sieved water for a carbon skimmer, electrolyzer, or simply cycle it back into the lavatories to continue to generate unlimited water. Number 7 isn't as game-changing, but it is important to note, and that is that most medical equipment is useless. Why? Well, the simplest explanation is that if you are playing the game correctly, you will almost never need it. Additionally, to have a large med bay is going to take up a significant amount of room and also quite a bit of wattage. If you use water locks, airlocks, exosuits, and keep a close eye on the duplicants' immune systems, using any medical equipment will be very rare. This also means it should be a very low priority on your researching. Which brings us to number 6. One thing people often rush in research is air conditioning or water cooling, but the game already has a solution built in, and those are Wheezeworts, and Wheezeworts are overpowered. Not only can you use Wheezeworts to cool an entire colony very easily with strategic placement, but they can also be used to chill water just as easily. They make constructing a sleet wheat farm a cold breeze, and they are commonly used in other applications, like the self-powered oxygen maker or other prefabricated units available to see across the web. Wheezeworts can also be used as a free air pump. To do this, make sure the bottom of the plant and the top of the plant can only draw and expel air to one area each. There are usually at least 15 or so available on a map, so you should be seeking these out early and often to employ their use. Wisely using them will save you tons of electricity and thus prolonging your cycle longevity. Number 5 has to do with airborne germs and their removal. We are told that we should use chlorine to get rid of germs, but it turns out that deodorizers remove all airborne germs from polluted oxygen for free. Well, kind of. In reality, the germs are not actually removed, but they die much faster in the pure oxygen that deodorizers create. The main place you are going to see this effect is with slime lung, which is wont to causing diseases and trepidation within your colony. Deodorizers essentially give you free oxygen as well. This means entire swaths of slimy and polluted areas can be turned into clean, oxygen-producing areas. Although I said they are free, they do use up some sand, but a very low quantity which does not have to be changed very often. Number 4 actually works well with our number 8 trick with lavatories, and that is that algae terrariums can be used to create germ-free oxygen from contaminated water. Typically, players using algae terrariums will involve duplicants bringing clean water to the terrariums for their use. However, a simple drip system with a water pressure valve can be used to drip contaminated and germy water onto algae terrariums, which they will use to remove carbon dioxide and create oxygen. The resulting oxygen will be germ-free. Watch out though, because terrariums output almost as much polluted water as the clean water they consume. Speaking of water, number 3 is that showers' only function is to waste water and time. That's right, showers are basically useless at the time of making this video. Now, showers will remove the grimy attribute from duplicants, but grimy currently has no actual effect except that they want to get rid of it. The shower itself is going to use up to 1,000 grams per second of water, and duplicants spend 30 seconds in the shower. So you are using up 30 kilograms of water and 30 seconds of a duplicant's valuable work time. Save yourself the water and the time by getting rid of your showers and not building them again. Your duplicants may be grimy, but as long as they will still work, we really don't care. Number 2 is a bit more advanced, and that is that vacuums can be created with no electricity. You heard me correctly. You can make a vacuum, either to store a gas, create a temperature insulator, or store food in, with no gas pump or electricity. The basic explanation is that when you make a new tile, any gas or liquid that once resided there is pushed out or destroyed. That means if you can destroy the same tile while keeping it airtight, only a vacuum will remain. This can be done by making a vertical and horizontal cross or star with your tiles, then destroying the middle one. You can see this created a vacuum. This effect can be tiled in any direction, and while it does require some attention and time in order to create larger vacuums, it can be extremely useful for certain applications, as well as saving electricity. Couple this with a water lock to create a new vacuumed room that your duplicants can enter and exit freely. And the number 1 pro tip the game doesn't tell you is going to save massive amounts of efficiency and time for your duplicants, which is open doors still count as rooms. You may be asking, what? Let me show you. Take this barracks or living quarters as an example. Each time a dupe enters or exits, they must wait for the door to open or close. However, if we set the door to always open, we can retain the room bonus of the room while increasing the efficiency and decreasing the time used up for each and every dupe who goes in or out. On a broader scale, our mess hall, washroom, med bays, power plants, greenhouses, and rec rooms, really any room with a lot of traffic, can all have their doors set to open to increase your dupe's available work and time by leaps and bounds. If one duplicant saves an average of only 2% of time each cycle, and you have just 3 duplicants, in 10 cycles you will have gained 60% overall increase of efficiency. So as you can see, this is the top pro tip because over the long run, it will save you massive amounts of time. Anyway, there are certainly other great pro tips out there, some of which could maybe be considered exploits, so I wanted to focus on the ones that are actual game mechanics and not likely to change or be dangerously abused. So be sure to comment below if you have any other good ones, and as always, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more videos in the future. See you next time.